Hey everyone, welcome back. Today, we're going to be taking a deep dive into Bitget. Now, I'll be honest, before prepping for this, I wasn't totally sure what to expect. Another crypto exchange. Maybe. But as I started digging into the research, particularly their overview materials, it became clear. There's a lot more to this story. Buckle up. Because Bitget is doing some seriously interesting things.
What's fascinating is how they're going beyond just trading. We're seeing this deliberate push into building like a full-blown Web3 ecosystem. Take, for example, their Web3 fund launched in April 2023. That's a cool $100 million dedicated to backing both venture capital firms and the individual projects in the Web3 space.
Yeah, it's a pretty clear signal they're not just interested in facilitating transactions. They're trying to shape the very landscape of this emerging technology.
Right. And it's not just a broad approach either. Their partnership with Core DAO, announced around the same time, created a $200 million ecosystem fund specifically targeted at dApps built on the Core network. So they're carving out a niche within Web3, focusing on decentralized applications.
So we're seeing a theme here, right? It's not just about being an exchange. Then in September 2023, they launched the Bitget Empower X Fund, another $100 million. This time it's about supporting regional exchanges, data firms, media, all the pieces that make up a healthy crypto environment.
Yeah.
It's like they're saying, we're building the whole town square, not just one shop on the corner.
Exactly. And that raises a question. What's the grand vision here? Are they trying to position themselves as the go-to destination for all things Web3? If so, security becomes paramount, especially given the history of hacks and instability that have plagued the crypto world.
Well, on that front, they're putting their money where their mouth is. Back in August 2022, they established a $200 million protection fund specifically to safeguard user assets against those very hacks we're talking about. Then just a few months later, they bumped it up to a whopping $300 million.
That's a bold move, and likely a direct response to the anxieties many people feel after high-profile incidents like the FTX collapse. Building trust is crucial, especially if they're aiming to bring in a broader audience, not just crypto veterans.
Okay, so they're investing heavily in Web3, they're taking security seriously, but what about the actual products? Of course, they've got the basics covered. Spot trading, futures, margin trading, all the usual suspects. But there are a few things that really stand out.
Absolutely. One that caught my eye is their copy trading feature, but with a twist. They've added parameter recommendations, allowing experienced traders to essentially suggest settings for those copying their trades. This simplifies things for newcomers and helps build trust in the experts they're following.
It's like they're acknowledging that not everyone is a seasoned trader, and they're actively trying to make the experience more accessible. Then you've got the Bitget Launchpad, giving users early access to promising new tokens. That's definitely a big draw for the early adopter crowd.
And we can't forget about Bitget Insights, launched in October 2022. It's this clever blend of social trading and social media, where users can share insights, follow experts, and even earn rewards. There's a gamification aspect that could be very appealing, especially to a younger demographic.
Speaking of younger audiences, this is where their focus on education comes in. They launched Bitget Academy in May 2023 with a $10 million investment, specifically targeting young people with their Blockchain for Youth project. It's a pretty fascinating move for an industry often perceived as being, well, let's just say, not very youth-oriented.
It's a deliberate effort to change the narrative around who crypto is for. And it's not just about throwing money at the problem. They're emphasizing the importance of young people leading the way in blockchain adoption.
And let's not forget the foundation of any crypto ecosystem, the token. Bitget has their own, BGB, launched back in July 2021. It's more than just a cryptocurrency. It's designed to be deeply woven into their platform.
You can use it for staking,
Yeah.
social trading, getting discounts on fees, accessing the Launchpad, all sorts of things. And the tokenomics are clearly designed to incentivize holding and platform use.
Okay, so they've got the products, the vision, the community focus. But do they have the financial backing to make all this happen? Turns out they do. Their funding history is pretty impressive. Back in 2018, they secured a Series A round of $10 million from some major players, including Consensus Labs and Coinstar Capital. Then, in 2020, they closed a Series B round, also for $10 million, which brought their valuation to a cool $1 billion.
And the backers for that round were an intriguing mix. It was led by Anlin Capital, a growth fund. And get this, the Japanese gaming giant SNK. Clearly, they were attracting attention from diverse sectors.
But wait, there's more. In April 2023, they secured another $10 million, this time from Dragonfly, a leading venture capital firm. And what's particularly noteworthy about this investment is that it's specifically earmarked for global expansion and their corporate social responsibility initiatives, including that push for crypto education we discussed.
It shows that investors aren't just interested in Bitget's profit potential. They're buying into their broader mission as well. They're not just building a business, they're trying to build a movement.
So we've got global expansion, education, a commitment to social responsibility, but they're still not done.
Yeah.
In July 2023, they launched a crypto loans product.
And this is where things get particularly interesting. They're targeting individuals who might not have access to traditional financial institutions. They're offering a dual coin model where you can stake one type of cryptocurrency as collateral to borrow another.
So for example, if I have some Bitcoin but need some ETH, I can stake my Bitcoin on Bitget and borrow the equivalent value in Ethereum.
Exactly. And what they're emphasizing is the transparency and predictability of the system. Interest rates are predetermined. Repayment terms are clear. It's a clear attempt to position themselves as a responsible alternative to traditional lending, especially in the often volatile world of crypto. It's certainly an ambitious goal, trying to be that one-stop shop. But it raises some really interesting questions. Can they truly cater to both the hardcore crypto folks and the newcomers at the same time? Balancing those needs, the sophisticated tools that veterans expect with the education and hand-holding new folks need, that's a tough act.
It's like walking a tightrope, right? And speaking of bringing in new users, their launch in Vietnam with Bitget is a fascinating piece of the puzzle. Launching a dedicated platform just for that market in December 2024 shows they're serious about going deep, not just taking a broad brush approach.
It's a smart strategy. They've integrated local payment options like VietelPay, Momo, ZaloPay, things people in Vietnam are already using. They're even tailoring features like their Earn program and copy trading for that specific market. It signals they're not just assuming everyone wants the same thing.
And it's not just about localization. It's about replicating their core values. That $300 million protection fund we talked about. It covers Bitget users as well. Plus, they're planning educational initiatives specifically for the Vietnamese community. They're taking what works, but adapting it thoughtfully.
It's crucial, especially given how different regulations and levels of crypto adoption are around the world. Demonstrating a commitment to user safety and education builds trust, which is key in any market, but especially emerging ones.
Okay, so we've covered their platform, their token, this global vision. But let's zoom out a bit. Where does Bitget fit into the bigger picture of how the crypto industry is evolving?
That's the million-dollar question. What I find fascinating is that they're not just riding the wave of existing trends. They seem to be actively trying to shape where things go next.
How so? Give me an example.
We'll take their focus on Web3. Decentralization is at the heart of that movement, right? And Bitget is investing heavily in it. But at the same time, they're also building these centralized features. Copy trading, social trading, educational resources. It's a blend of decentralized ideals with centralized support systems.
So they're not putting all their eggs in one basket. They're acknowledging that the future of crypto is likely going to this hybrid model, right?
Exactly. And they're trying to build a platform, an ecosystem that caters to a wide range of needs and levels of experience. It's almost like they're trying to bridge the gap between the diehard crypto enthusiasts and the everyday folks who are just starting to dip their toes in the water.
It's a bold strategy. Can they pull it off? Can they satisfy the crypto veterans A&D, successfully onboard the next wave of users? What stands out to you about their approach?
For me, it's the combination of ambition and pragmatism. They're clearly aiming high, but they're also addressing real-world challenges, the security focus, the education initiatives, the community building. Those are things that matter, not just buzzwords.
They're racking up their big ideas with concrete actions.
And that's what makes them so interesting to watch. They're like a microcosm of the crypto industry itself, full of potential, full of innovation. And yeah, a fair bit of uncertainty too.
Which makes for a pretty exciting ride, right? Uncovering the layers, connecting the dots. And with Bitget, there's a lot to uncover. Speaking of which, let's dig a little deeper into their crypto loans product. It's relatively new, launched in July 2023, but it feels like it could be a real game changer. I'm curious about this one. It seems like they're tapping into a growing need for alternative financing options, especially among folks who might not have access to traditional credit. Is that what you're seeing?
Absolutely. And their dual coin model, where you stake one crypto to borrow another, is a really clever approach. It lets people leverage their existing crypto holdings without having to sell them.
So it's a way to access liquidity without triggering a taxable event. That's pretty smart.
It is. And remember, they're really emphasizing transparency and predictability. Predetermined interest rates, clear repayment terms. That's huge in the crypto world, where things can feel very unpredictable, to say the least.
They're trying to de-risk the borrowing process as much as possible, which is likely going to appeal to folks who are hesitant to jump into the more volatile aspects of crypto.
Right, it provides a sense of stability and control. But it also raises some broader questions. What happens if crypto loans become more mainstream? What does that mean for traditional banks and lenders? Could we see a real shift in the balance of power?
It's almost like we're witnessing the emergence of a parallel financial system running alongside the traditional one. And Bitget seems to be positioning itself as a key player in this new landscape.
They're making all the right moves. They're combining innovation with a focus on real user needs, and they're attracting serious backing from reputable investors.
And they're not afraid to experiment. As we've seen with their Web3 initiatives and their move into Vietnam, it's a bold strategy, and it'll be fascinating to see how it plays out.
Bitget is definitely a company to watch. Their story is a perfect example of the dynamism and the constantly evolving nature of the crypto world.
Could have said it better myself. A lot to think about, and a lot to keep an eye on. But that's what makes this deep dive so fascinating. We're not just learning about a company, we're getting a glimpse into the future of finance, technology, and maybe even society as a whole.
It's a reminder that we're living in an era of incredible change, and the choices we make today will shape the world of tomorrow.
And sometimes those choices involve diving headfirst into the complex and often bewildering world of crypto. But hey, that's what we're here for, right? To explore, to learn, and to share what we discover with you.
Exactly. And with Bitget, this journey is just beginning. Who knows what surprises lie ahead? But we'll be here to unpack them together.
So we've really gone deep on Bitget's journey, from a young exchange to this major player in the Web3 space. We've seen their investments, their security focus, their commitment to education, and their ambition to go global. But I think the question on everyone's mind is, what does this all mean for you, the listener?
That's the key takeaway, right? If we connect all of this back to the bigger picture, Bitget's story offers some important lessons for anyone navigating the crypto world.
Okay, I'm ready. Lay it on me.
First and foremost, I think Bitget's success shows the power of diversification within the crypto space. They're not just laser focused on trading, they're building this comprehensive ecosystem. Investments, education, social features, even financial services like crypto loans. It's a much broader approach.
Yeah, it's like they're saying, don't put all your crypto eggs in one basket. Explore the different aspects of this world, find what interests you, and build your knowledge over time.
Exactly. And the second lesson here is about trust. Bitget's emphasis on security and transparency is something all L platforms should prioritize. In an industry that's been hit by hacks and scams, building that trust is paramount.
Especially if you want to attract new users who might be hesitant to get involved.
Yeah.
Yeah, that $300 million protection fund sends a powerful message. They're serious about safeguarding user assets.
Absolutely. And the third takeaway, one that's close to my heart, is their focus on education and community building. By empowering young people, creating spaces where knowledge can be shared, they're helping to create a more inclusive, informed crypto community.
It's like they're saying, crypto isn't just for tech insiders and early adopters. It's for everyone. And that's a message we need to keep amplifying.
Couldn't agree more. Bitget's story is a reminder that the crypto world is constantly evolving. What was once this niche market for tech enthusiasts is quickly becoming a mainstream phenomenon. It has the potential to change how we think about money, technology, even society itself.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
But it can also be overwhelming for someone just getting started. Where do you even begin? What should you focus on?
My advice would be to start with education. Learn the basics of blockchain technology. Explore different cryptocurrencies. Understand the risks involved. And the rewards, of course. There are plenty of resources out there, and Bitget Academy is a great place to start.
And don't be afraid to experiment a bit.
Yeah.
Right? Try different platforms. See what feels right for you.
Exactly. There's no one-size-fits-all approach to crypto. Find what works for you. And remember, this is a long game. The crypto world is still young. There's a lot of room for growth and innovation.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into Bitget, I'm left feeling pretty optimistic. It's inspiring to see a company that's not only pushing the boundaries of technology, but also embracing its responsibility to educate and empower the next generation of users.
I share your optimism. Bitget's story is a reminder that even in a rapidly changing world, we can create positive change through innovation, education, and a commitment to building a better future.
Well said. And on that note, we've reached the end of our deep dive. We hope you learned something new, and maybe even feel inspired to explore the world of crypto for yourself. Thanks for joining us.